All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome on back to some Fortnite. Um, I did finally hit the wall. I didn't have enough memory, so I had to delete a couple episodes or delete a couple videos before I could make new ones. But, anyways, I got a lot of good progress though. I now have an hour and 8 minute video of doing the second video of cats. I need to download. In fact, actually, let me go ahead and do that while I'm talking about it because my first video it keeps failing to get ported over to my YouTube, and I did it on Twitch, and the sound quality is terrible. Mm. Ah. So, mm. Mm. Oh, I actually got copyright on one of the ones I did this morning. Mm. Okay, now I'm over here standing next to my computer, going into the studio mode, creator dashboard, content, video producer. There you go. I just downloaded it. It's an hour and a half. And then I'm going to move it to a flash drive or upload it to YouTube. And again, like the sound quality is terrible, but that first one is where I go over the explanation of what a cat is. And it's a concern and thought. And I'm going to start trying to have it on like pretty much all my videos. Like I'm going to have a standard thing in the description. It is a bit of information overload and it does take a lot of time and effort, but it is important because like now the main focus of this channel is, well, I mean, it has multiple purposes. Like one, yeah, cool. It'd be great to work as a YouTube creator one day. Even more realistic, it'd be great to let my kids do it and to kind of, this is like the trial and error. And like, that's what I started doing it as. But now also to kind of organize some colleagues and friends and family to be more effective with their projects and their efforts so they can actually feel like they accomplished more. And I'm not saying I'm some great gift to humanity that can do this, but I do have a knack for explaining things. I mean, that's just been a thing. I usually promote to training roles or management roles, like assistant management, nothing like too serious. Except for one fast food place that I worked at all through college, they did offer for me to manage my own store. So there was that. And I had the keys to 3 different stores, and that's how. And it was really good that I did do that, because when I was laid off and then I decided to go back to school to get my cybersecurity bootcamp certificate, to try to get back into the tech field, because I was doing the wind turbine blade thing, which was great. I was actually making a lot more money than the IT job that I was doing, which was another time I got laid off because it was just a very rigid atmosphere and very subservient worship. It's like they weren't paying me anything, so that's on me. I shouldn't have taken the offer, but I was desperate. And then they were expecting me to do all this like complex stuff, and it's like, hold on, I can make the same amount at Walmart, and I don't have to use like a tenth of my, well, you still have to use your brain power at Walmart. I'm not saying that, but like, you know, and actually, even as I say that, you'll probably do IT stuff, especially if you have a background in it, whether it's your job or not. So that's also why people with a tech background or any background in studying like do go to school are overall worth a little bit more on average, not every time, but because they have that ability to do that. So anyways, that's my whole soapbox of that. I probably could have done those. Oh well, I already started. So anyways, I did the second episode, and the first 2 episodes are trash. Like they are, as far as sound quality goes, they're not like these. And even these, like if I have the microphone too close, and actually let's push that away a little bit, then you can hear my breathing. Like it's, this isn't a fancy microphone. It's actually my daughter's. Is the one that I prefer to use the most because it's the comfiest. I do have my sons. I do have a couple of my own. My own are the oldest and the most ghetto because my kids come first. But that's also why I can also borrow them and stuff too. So in fact, that's probably going to be the next thing that I do for big major gifts is new headphones. Or well, huh, quote unquote new. I mean, they'll be new, of course, but like, are they going to be the best, the brightest, the fanciest, the like super? No, most likely not. They'll be good. Run forever. All right, so we did get hired on. I mean, I'm still just leveling up. I don't really care what we do. Let's see. What am I supposed to do? Gain shields after landing? Well, I didn't do that. Gotta do Sith Apprentice lightsabers. That one I'm close. Ooh, that was lucky. Let's go ahead and drink another one of these. Extend. How much time we have of that? Well, let's go look for a lightsaber. Yeah, Star Wars is legit. I've been loving this since, well, since the 90s. I remember I got the special edition VHS set of the original 3 movies on VHS. Yeah, VHS set. I think I just said that. But and it had the extended, like, they added to it, like the explosion was somehow enhanced, or I don't even remember, but you could tell the difference. Like, you'd watch the movies, and a lot of people did that. They'd watch the old version, and then they'd watch the new, like, you know, the super fancy new version, and yeah, so. Way too far away for that. Killed them both with them. Nice. That's what I was looking for. That's what I needed. A sniper. All right. Okay, let's see what the chest dropped. Okay. Another one. I'm almost maxed out on gold. Oh. There we go. Let's be pals. No. Alright. Ah! There. Whew. I need heals. Jeez. Leave me alone. Actually, I want this one. Okay. I need some shields. Alright, so they're cracking that train. There's a shield, I think. Nope, that's more of the thermal, which was... did good. There's a chest. There we go. Well, but anyways, so the second cat, so the first cat was completely about President Trump, and it was very negative, and it, like, all I did was find bad thing after bad thing after bad thing. Specifically, like his claim that he only got $1 million loan from his father. That's how he did his business. I found an article from the New York Times, I think it was, so heavily biased against Trump anyway, so you got to keep that in mind. But this was back before, I think it was when he was getting ready to run for president, and they, like, I don't know, but it alluded to a lot of things that looked like real. I don't know. I'd like to hear it from President Trump, like, if it really matters. But I mean, I'm inclined to say, like, yeah, that sounds like it happened. Like, I would want to look into that further, I guess I should say, if there ever went anywhere with that. But it is a concern because then, like, what that article said was that Trump had several millions of dollars before he even graduated college. So not only did he not have to pay for college, like, so that's one concern that a lot of people have that he did not have. There we go. Okay. So, anyways, so that's just a flat out lie. And the reason I say that is because if, Trump Sr. was worth all this money and there's like several millions floating around, as a father myself, I can tell you firsthand, I would do anything I can to give my kids my money. Like that seems like first and foremost. So, like considering the empire they have, and that article that I read, it went in depth with like, so they co-managed a property together. Like he made Trump or Donald Trump, his son, like the manager of places, like specifically this one apartment unit that they had, and gave him like a few different titles too. I think there's 3 titles just for that one property alone. There's some sketchy business going on supposedly about like a $15 million loss in one particular property. And he said, he's quoted saying, "All I got is $10,000 to show for this property," and they claimed like a huge loss and everything. However, at the same exact time, there was a giant wealth transfer, and they had like receipts on that. So where $15 million, almost the same exact amount, found its way in Donald Trump's possession. So like, and I would need to go back and look at that. And ultimately, Donald Trump or President Trump now would be able to have his response. He could be like, well, here's what happened, and as a sane society should do. And see, and he's not getting that. Like, he's not like, nobody is in the political sphere. Like, I mean, this goes for both parties. That's why we have this such disparity, is because it is that echo chamber, and the fallacy of an echo chamber is, or like the dangers of an echo chamber, is that you're neglecting one of the main perspectives that's relevant to every subject, every person, every bill, everything. Like there needs to be a blue book, and that's one thing that we get in Colorado is we get a blue book of when we vote on stuff. Oh man, that says the fors, the against, and the argument for, the argument against, and they have it to where you can make up your mind. All right, wait, I need to block it with Sith. There you go. I'll blow up your car at least. You got the lightsaber? I'm going to blow up your car. Alright. Okay, we got time for another one. So anyways, my first Concerns and Thought document, it was very heavy anti-Trump, just from basically that article alone. But then I also went into immigration. I think I even explored how the Supreme Court ruled that, unanimously, that President Trump has to facilitate the return of the Maryland man, but he doesn't have to accentuate or expectate or something, or whatever the word is that means you don't have to force it, but you have to facilitate or allow it to happen as best you can. So it's really splitting hairs, and I got that from a debate from some random person on XApp, because I said that. I was like, aha, well, the Supreme Court says do it. And then the guy came back saying, well, they said facilitate. So if, I don't even remember where it is, El Salvador, I think, the prison. If the president of El Salvador that was just up here cozying up with Trump says, I don't want to deport him, then he doesn't have to deport him. Then it's out of Trump's hands. So right there, that is wrong, because it's going against what the Supreme Court's wishes, or the Supreme Court needs to be a little more stern and be like, no, I mean, you can't just cop out like that. Like, he did something wrong. So, but then it's being argued back and forth, like they don't deserve the rights under the Constitution because they're not citizens. The Constitution says, I think I've seen this several times, that it directly, and I'm just remembering this, I don't know this for sure. You'd want to look all this up to be sure, and then you can comment in these videos, or you could go to the CAT on that, specifically, which should be in the description of these videos. Once I get around to it, I don't know. This ain't my day job. This is a hobby, and as a hobby, hitting a lot of shots. I'm doing like a shooting gallery thing. So anyways, okay, so wait, I gotta land at a resistance base or rebel outpost. That's a number 3. Yep, I'm gonna do it. This might be a really short round. But anyways, my second cat, I wanted to go back and fix my first one. The first video. The second video, I actually did a few cats, or started the one on Elon Musk, Governor Polis, very briefly. I just touched on Governor Polis, and then, because that's really Heidi Ganahl, which was this ridiculous woman that ran against Governor Polis, and she was campaigning that kids are using litter boxes in schools. And it's like, okay, even if like you know nothing about public school, that is a very bold claim to say that any teacher anywhere is letting something like that go on. And I have a lot of teachers in my family, and just imagining any of them being okay with something like that, it's ridiculous. It's just completely ridiculous, and I take offense to that a little bit. They're fighting somewhere. Oh, they're up there. Okay. So, okay. Well, let's go fight him, I suppose. So I gotta lose all my shields a couple of times, which I don't know if you can get any other way than getting shot. I know falling damage it's a little easier because, or well, with health needs, it's easier with falling damage, but I mean, do I get experience? Actually, I don't know if I want to do that. That also prevents you from doing other missions if you don't do it. Because then if I run across a TIE fighter and I want to fix it up at some point, then I got to worry about that. Oh. Let's see. Where is an X-Wing if I could use one? Oh well. I see there's a chest and I'm not too far from where the circle is. So anyways, my second video about the cats. Less issues with sound, but still like not the greatest sound. At least it doesn't cut in and out, and I actually need to watch it, but I've recorded it. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna try to edit a couple of times, like I accidentally like opened or I downsized the window. And I saw like a list of my video folders in the back, but even that, I don't think there's any harm to that, but might as well just go ahead and clean it up. Just like it's just a brief split second and I can cut it out. And same with the intro and the outro. Like there isn't an intro and outro, just the beginning and the end are of me opening up OBS Studio and starting record and then pushing the stop button. Just because on this particular setup I don't have an external monitor. And I was kind of thinking that it's probably part of like anything that belabors the CPU is going to add to the issues of the poor sound processing. So, and if that, and it did, it made a huge difference, like turning off all my, like thousands of tabs in Google and like my multiple Google profiles open and everything with all of their tabs. You know, because even just with one window, Google can hog a lot of your memory, your processing power. But I mean, they give you a really good service in exchange. Like, you know, it's very smooth and very useful. So. See, I need a Sith lightsaber, so if I find one of those, I just gotta wander around and hopefully I'll come across one. Because then if I block 3 more shots or hit players with the Sith, that's the good part. Okay, so it does include hitting players. Now this has already been looted, but they didn't take much. Oh, wow, that they took. And they missed this one. This one's almost always here. I don't think I've ever not seen it there. Alright. And there's often one here, yep. And a couple up in the house. So, and anyways, yeah, and actually it's a very scattered one, my second one. So, like, I don't know about realistically being able to focus on just one for a video. I mean, of course, I could go back and in the future, like, we could dedicate it, but like they all intertwine, and it's not really fair to just like stay constricted to just one topic, subject, or person. I mean, so I started trying to look into Trump in a more positive light, and right away I found about Eric Trump's foundation for St. Jude's Cancer Research for Kids and Cancer Hospitals, which for the 2016 presidential campaign race that Donald Trump ran, and won, because he won the 2016 one. Eric Trump distanced himself from the charity, saying he didn't want to interfere with the campaign or look like, and he gave the justification for it. Ooh, there's a Sith lightsaber. Oh no, there's someone else. Alright, we'll try to make it. We'll try to do this one. We just gotta hit 2 people, or 3 people. Do not fear. Oh wait, do not let fear cloud your judgment. Only through clarity can we find wisdom. Ah, so this is still Jedi. This is Mace Windu. But, I mean, that's fine, but it's not going to do this accomplishment. So I'll take it for now. If we see a Sith, this is a Jedi one. Ooh, Jedi training complete. So if I, while blocking, do a force pull. Okay, I've done this with the Palpatine one. I think. So you can block, you can attack, and you can force pull. Oh, and this is the mission that you can't do if you have another mission. Critical components missing. Power-up sequence incomplete. All systems active. System reboot in progress. So I gotta get the fuel. Fix the TIE fighter. Yeah, do I get some experience? Or just get a TIE fighter? No? Okay. Mess with people. Alright. So, yeah, I've got a lot of work to do on the cats, and it's a lot of important work. Oh, man. Okay, killed that one. Was that the one? The only one? Oh no. Should we do a TIE fighter fight? Okay. If he attacks me, I'll... Like a Jedi. Defend, don't attack. We'll go the other way. Then whoever attacks me first, I will attack them back. So, I don't know. But anyways, just finding out that Eric Trump is involved in a cancer research... Oh, jeez. Oh no! And I died. Oh! Oh! Because of my double jump? I don't know. But I'm vulnerable. I need to go chill. Ooh. Alright, so there's some more shields. I like this gun a little better. Oh, whoops. Alright. So anyways, but a lot of people might not know about his involvement, so I was able to like kind of lay out a bit of that, and then the actual organization after he left in 2016, he was still involved in it. I found an Instagram post about it. It was the Curativity, I think is the name of what it changed into. They raised $35 million for cancer research and treatment and for, well, just general expenses involving all that. So, oh no. Cool. Ah! Whoa! Alright. Yeah, let's do one more. Let's go ahead and do one more. So, and that was just part of it. So with Donald Trump, I mean, so there's still a lot of concerns, but like, and eventually I'm going to add in his Middle East tour, peace in the Middle East. Like, if he's able to check that box, that's a real game changer. Like, if he can bring peace and understanding to the Middle East between Christianity, Islam, and Judaism, and like end the age-old war of who's praying to the right God. I love that back bling too, by the way. I love cats. Cats, right? Like concerns and thoughts, but real cats too. I grew up having them, and I hope to have another one soon. So, anyways, cause yeah, it's important. Like specifically a speech in Saudi Arabia where he talked about how our two countries are very different, but they deserve to equally. Yeah, I think I went into this in the last one that I just uploaded from this morning, but I tend to repeat myself a lot, and I apologize. But at the same time, it is useful for those that are just joining us, etc., etc. So. And it's funny, and I'm not trying to like, there is some concern about like trying to play God, which is funny because that's all you do in Minecraft is you are the God, the creator of that world, but you can only create within certain parameters of like what the Minecraft world rules and laws of nature are. Much like any video game, like how there's fall damage in this, and like you got to adhere to the certain rules or face consequences. You lose the game. Or in Minecraft, you could lose your tools. Like if you're not careful, I fell off a long drop and I got fall damage and died, and I did lose some of my stuff. Alright, so this one I can almost do if I lose 70 shield. I'm going to go ahead and... So if I do a full charge and then I lose 70, I can achieve that. I need to find a Sith apprentice lightsaber. And I wonder if that just refers to all Sith, because I feel like you can get the different lightsabers, but I wonder if they still count as the Sith apprentice lightsaber, if it's like you got it from Darth Maul or Darth Sidious, or I guess maybe that makes sense. Maybe they're all apprentice lightsabers. Maybe there's no real distinction there, and I'm mistaken there. Could totally be. So that just goes with working with computer programming, like all the corner cases and blind spots that you have to think of. Oh, look, we got that. Oh, you see me. You didn't see anything, Poe. Alright. Oh, here comes someone else. I mean, a little bit's okay. I need to lose 70 shield. I can get that challenge. I need to find a Sith lightsaber. You know what? Come on. $70. One more. Actually, one more. All right, there we go. Oh, I should have done the... Oh, well. All right. Bada bing. Okay. So now that loads another quest that I can have. And they keep preloading. You can only have 2 for each side at one given time. Oh, come on. In your face. Where to go? Where you at? What? Oh, all right. Oh man, storm's coming. It's okay. I got fast feet. So I need to find a Sith lightsaber. I don't know. I mean, I got to do it in a recording fashion, going back to the cats, because otherwise I won't actually sit down and do it. And when I'm doing a recording, like that means that like I'll get a good bunch of work done on some analysis or something, or at least a starting off point. That's all these cats are really meant to be, is like a basic overview that anybody can kind of take a look at and be like, this makes sense, or they can also be like, this doesn't make sense, and here's why. And I made all of the privacy, the sharing permissions open to anybody in the world can comment on them, and anybody can be a commenter. And so But as the owner of the document, I can also delete other people's comments, and I can also see the version history or version control whenever anybody anywhere in the world edits or changes it or does anything, and they can only comment, they can't edit it. So I still have to actually make the comments into the edit. So I do have a little bit of control there. And I tried to do this back in 2020. I was actually trying to round up as many people as I knew, like on both sides of the law, like, you know, people with checkered past and people that was their job was to uphold the law or enforce corrections on the people that broke the law. Like, you know, and it was a tricky game, knowing a lot of people on both sides. Like, and I got into trouble myself. I have a checkered background. Like, I can say that. My professor or my instructor in cybersecurity, that's how he introduced himself. He's like, hello, I'm so and so. I work for military intelligence and blah, 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 and all these qualifications, which, and then he's like, I have a checkered past. I have a checkered history. I'm like, ah, me too. And I hope to have qualifications like that one day. Because, I mean, and why not? Like, some of the best cybersecurity professionals were ex-hackers, and I wouldn't even say I was ever a hacker. Like, you know, social engineer, yeah, so I could say a hacker a little bit, but positive social engineering, and that's the difference. Is like, I wasn't out there trying to cause a ruckus or hurt people, or I was trying to trick people into being nice and empathetic. Like, I was pretty successful at it too. Sometimes. Other times, not so much. Of course, that's life, isn't it? It's in the walls! Oh, I was in here. Okie dokie. There's the person you're shooting. Oh well. Whew. Give me that lightsaber. It's another Mace Windu, but that's alright. That'll help me run faster. I mean, not that I don't get excited about Mace Windu, it's just I'm trying to do a challenge with the Sith. Sorry, clarification from the last round. It's all cool. Not fast enough. At least there's a gas station, which usually has a car. And actually, that might be slowing down to go into a depot, but it also looks like it's going back out. Or no, it's going into the circle. I'm outside the circle. Ugh, story of my life. Alright, and already it's not looking good. They might have already taken a car if there was a car. Actually, you know what? I'm going to go pick some more weeds, which is an uphill battle, but I got to do it now that I'm trying to maintain a good rental house. Like, oh, looky there. And I do not apologize for having a Cybertruck. Elon's done some great things. And that's why the cat on Elon is so important. Like, just the Neuralink thing. If Neuralink becomes reality to where it's like where he's trying to get it to go, people with disabilities like blindness and being deaf or deafness and things like that could be cured. Like, legit cured. People that have never heard or seen. And I've seen some videos where people get some glasses that, like, they were blind or there's something, they're like colorblind. I think it was colorblind. But, like, even just being able to see color after not for your whole life, it's huge. It's a transformative event. And everybody deserves or should be able to see color and be able to see period or hear like. And if people lose it, like just anything, or never had it to begin with, like there's so many important applications for this. And yet people are out there blowing up Teslas and vandalizing them and all that stuff because of his politics. And it's like, do you know what he's doing other side? And then it's not even just that. So here's the other thing. The solar field. He's trying to investigate if it's possible to do a solar field out in the middle of the desert and to be able to power the earth. I mean, that's pretty neat. That's Oh, he got me. All right, that's fine. I'm good. Actually, I think I'm gonna like go pull some weeds, do some video processing, upload that, have a politics playlist. I've got both of my cats' videos, and I'll just start moving it there. I do have a Bridging the Political Divide playlist, which I actually have set to private because the first time that I was arguing with this one particular friend, and we actually stopped talking for a long time after it because we just kept butting heads on certain things. Because I'm not like as liberal as he would want, and he's not as centrist as I would prefer him to be, but that's fine. But it's just now we're to the point where he doesn't want to talk about it again. So I gotta fix it, and I feel like the cats will, or not. I mean, we could still be friends about that, but it's gonna weigh on our friendship, like our political. Although not though. I mean, I don't let it. I'm best friends with a very polar opposite. Maybe that's why I'm so centrist, is because I do talk to somebody and I hear, okay, yep, that's concerning, this and that. So, anyways, ta-ta for now. I will see you in the next one. Be kind, everybody. All right, there you go.